Is that how you develop jokes? Is you'll just talk them to yourself?
No, I mean, usually, I do sort of the free writing exercises. And then I have a few like joke writing exercises. And then, just if something occurs to you during the day, put it down.
Right.
But usually I'm just like, well, I'll be on stage within 2 days. So I'll just work it out up there, But during the pandemic, you couldn't. So I would like just say it out loud as I'm walking. People thought I was crazy, but I've done that at different times in my career. I remember like the first late night set. I just for like days walked around and just said it out loud as I'm walking. Yeah.
What are some of those joke writing exercises?
So, the first thing is, it's just not, it's the journaling is, artist's way stuff. We're just, 3 to 5 pages, cursive, keep the pen moving is the only rule. And if I think of anything that like seems different or interesting or, the rare case funny, I'll write it in the margin so I can go back and pick it up, The rest of it, I can't even read the cursive. It's just more of a thinking exercise more than a writing exercise. So I do that. And I think it's almost impossible to come up with funny. I think to start I think it's like, if you're searching for premises, see if you can find out like what's interesting or different. Like think about the last week. What stood out? What interrupted the continuum of a normal week? So I think that's often I think you can turn different or interesting into funny. So that's one exercise. And then I like to take like, once I've got sort of a premise, this could be something that I haven't done or something that's in the act right now, but needs improvement. I'll just write it. I'll take like a notebook and I'll pick out like 7 pages, and in the top of each page, I'll just write the premise, and, then one on the next page, and I'll kind of go flip from page to page and just don't try to solve the problem. Don't try to be like, I got to finish this joke. Just fill up the page with different stuff. Maybe, how can we make it 1% funnier or 1% more specific or 1% more relatable? Or what is like, let's come at it like what people are associated with this joke. Like, let's interview that person. So just sort of fill up the page, and, I kind of like no more than 5 minutes on each page, then go to the next one, then go to the next one, then go through 2 or 3 times. I think in that process, usually something comes out of that process where you're like, okay, I can take that on stage, The other thing is, like, you have an idea that this joke is about this, right? And you put it on the page. And then sometimes there's like this offshoot of the premise that really isn't the premise that you started with. And the premise you started with isn't really relating to people, or it's not getting where. And this thing, there's something very funny about this little thing that's on a tree branch way out here. You need to be willing sometimes to just chop off the whole tree and just start with that little thing. Like that, now that's your premise.
Wow.
But sometimes I think we get where it's like, no, I have to, I have to stick with, and you can also go back and take another run at what you thought was funny. But if there's something that's funny, it's just so hard to get to. If there's something that's funny and the thought that you had, start with that. Now that's the joke,
And having that discipline too, because it's our baby. So we're a brilliant comedic mind and has this premise that is going to change the world. But this little thing over here is what actually is going to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just some dumb thought that came into my head. That's not even, but they laughed when you said it.
Right.
And so that's a giant gift. Keep it,